Hello and welcome for the round 4 of Challenger League Season 15. Here we are at Białowieża for the Polish Sea Prix, only the second one in history, and it's at the same track that we had nearly 2 years ago to the date. We've got only 15 drivers here today with us, so a bit low on attendance than usual. But most importantly, Man here under the name Man and Blank under the name the Black 101 are looking to compete further for that Drivers' Championship. Of course, there's also Blank's teammate Manbergo, who's driving under Maz Bobber Cause today, and it is currently Man on pole position after one lap. He's hit a nice 35.32. It'll be very interesting to see what they can hit here. I think one of these CL drivers can hit a .1, even a .0, maybe even a sub 35, but we'll just have to wait and see. So unfortunately, Man makes a small error there. What about Jeruni? Jeruni .52 up to 4th. Behind them is Tomatoes, which in Polish would be Pomidory. And it is currently Man Bear Go on provisional pole with a 35.18. It looks he has screwed up his third lap a bit here, so that pole might be in danger. But he has started from pole in CL all 3 times so far this season, and he's really hoping to keep that streak going. It's a difficult track, it's very tricky, and of course one mistake can just ruin your lap. Jeruni improves Man by 100 on pole position, and he finally dethrones Manbergo from that top quali spot. So it will be Man lining up in first, followed by Manbergo on the front row. Miyamura starting from third, a very good qualifying performance from him. Jeruni starting from fourth, actually tied with Blank, so we'll have to see which one of them starts ahead. Ghost starts from 6th, he's already half a second behind Guzzi's pole time. He starts from 6th, Tomatoes starts from 7th, Juan from 8th is today a teammate for Guzziman as Kiao was unable to race. Rafita for VEO finally fixed their team name, and the car class is tied for 9th with Yoa with a 35.90. Then we've got Alexei Drozdov driving under the name Bobber Draws. Today he's going to line up 11th, just missing out on that sprint pole position. Dogamer starts 12th. Maiko subbing in for Rekar starts 13th. Furist 14th. And Connor in 15th. As said before, we've only got 15 drivers here today. We're missing one HRT. What else are we missing? I think we're missing entirety. Yeah, we are missing both velocity drivers, so that's not good for them, but it's good for everyone else who wants to get ahead of them. I don't know where they are in the constructors actually, but yeah, it will be either Yoa or Rafita starting from pole in the sprint right now. They will definitely be the ones on the front row for the sprint, as it is a reversed top 10 grid. Meanwhile, it will be Guzzi starting from pole in the feature. Here we go for the sprint. 10 laps, 1 wet stint, the most chaotic drive you can have. Rafita is the one starting from pole, and it looks like Blank, who has beat Jeruni in that qualifying, he will be starting behind in the sprint but ahead in the race. Tomatoes gets forced there. Rafita with a nice clean start. Juan challenging Yoa behind them. Blank, Tomatoes, Guzzi, Manjero fighting for positions here. Guzzi maybe gets forced a bit wide. Juan ahead, hits the grass on the inside, goes on an inside move, very risky now. Tomatoes and Juan, unfortunately, oh, we've got a big 3-car collision back there. I think Miyamura, Manbergo and Alexei Drozdov off the track, so unlucky for them. Is Rafita and Blank out here, and looks like Rafita got pressured by Blank there, but just completely drove off. Tomatoes are now up to 2nd. We've got Yoa, Guzzi Jerry behind. Ghost. Juan fighting Dogamer, and Manbergo 3 wide for the hairpins. Dogamer doesn't break, Juan does, which was a smart move from him as Dogamer and Manbergo went wide, but he still has to deal with them, and this time I think he slowed down just a bit too much, and Dogamer is now in front. Manbergo, Michael looking to strike while the iron is hot as well. It is currently Blank firmly in the lead, looking to make it his 4th sprint victory in a row. He has won every sprint so far. As someone went into grass there, I think it was Eurist and Connor had an incident. It is the 2 Ricars of Alexei Drozdov and Michael. I saw trading position there as they try to catch the pack up ahead, and Blank is having the time of his life, really calm race out in front, but he's going to have to worry about Guzziman, who just set the fastest lap of the race. He's looking to catch up. He's got Tomatoes, Rafita, Yoa all following him, and if they just slipstream him, oh, Rafita deep into grass there, unfortunately, after going side by side with Tomatoes. If Tomatoes can slip Guzziman there, I think they can catch Blank, and potentially Guzzi can finally dethrone Blank like he's dethroned his Cento Corsa teammate in qualifying. He's been on a roll recently, getting into the lead of the Drivers' Championship after winning the feature as home race last week in Kalpanger, and he'll be looking to keep putting that pressure on Cento Corsa, at least in the Drivers' Championship, since in the Constructors it depends a lot more on his teammates, that being Kyato and Juan. Juan right now struggling, is down in 13th behind Maiko and Miyamura. Alexei Drozdov in 10th behind Rafita and Dogamer, the 2 Vupe Aoka drivers. Manbergo currently down in 7th, hasn't had a great sprint so far. He's right behind the 2 Matsers of Ghost and Yoa. Jiruni in P4, it's one of his favourite positions this season, as he's just ahead of Yoa. I think Yoa's looking maybe for a move there, but for now just slipstreaming, waiting patiently for that move to arise and get that position on him. Tomatoes has lost Guzziman now, as Guzzi continues to try and close down that gap on Blank, and I think he's doing a great job of it, closing down in the final sector in these difficult hairpins, and they're even more difficult in the wet, and he doesn't go too far with that final turn. If you just steer too much, you can end up on the grass and cost yourself so much position, but he gets it perfectly, and now he's right here in this battle for first with Blank, looking to get his first sprint win of the season. He's already got 2 feature wins on his account, and he's looking to bring the battle straight to Blank right now, just slipstreaming him, looking for an opening. Don't really want to attack through this final sector because of how tight it is. The person ahead might just accidentally force you off into grass, and here out on the final straight, Guzzi makes the overtake, and he is into the lead of the race. Blank still alongside, not so much now. Tomatoes holding on to that sprint podium as it stands, and he's got a nice gap of 3 seconds to Yoa and Forth, who has indeed overtaken Jeru, is currently working on trying to keep Manbergo behind and salvage some points. Goes in 7th, and we've got this big pack here for 8th onwards, so the final 3 points positions are getting challenged by 6 drivers at once. Rafita and Dogamer going together there. Juan deep into the grass on the inside, and we are starting the penultimate lap of the race. Blank has separated himself from Guzzi again, so something may have happened there between them, as Tomatoes has also gotten closer. Oh, he does have a teleport there, and he once again drops too far back from Guzzi to have that slipstream, and now he has to worry about Yoa, Manbergo and Jiruni, as Guzziman once again has to worry about closing down on Blank in time. Does go a bit hard on the inside there at the start of that right-hander, and that means he has to back out a bit more to avoid hitting grass. That has lost him a little bit of time, but he has had a faster lap by 2/10 than Blank this lap, and it's the final lap now. Can they do it? Can Guzzi win, or will it be Blank? Guzzi unable to close down on Blank with that slipstream yet. All he needs to do is have the slipstream by the final straight, and that could be enough. But he's just that bit. Oh, Blank with a mistake on the penultimate turn. Guzzi on the inside. But Blank's got the slipstream from that. Who will win? It is Blank who wins the sprint in a photo finish. Tomatoes with the podium. Johan Manbergoat, then Giruni. Ghost in 7th. Rafita across the line in 8th. Dogamer in 9th. Maiko with the final points position in 10th. Juan, Alexei Drozdov and Miyamura just missing out on the points in that pack of 6. Fighting for those final points positions. Jurist finishes in 14th, not too far off, and Connor in 15th. But what a finish. Blank with a mistake on the penultimate turn. I think he went too deep on the inside. While Guzman tried to take advantage. He was on the inside, but because of that mistake, Blank had the slipstream. He had that extra speed to make the slip overtake, and he has indeed won his 4th sprint in a row. Guzman will be very frustrated having lost that at the very end, but he'll be looking to strike back in a feature race where he has a better track record than his opponent in the Drivers' Championship. He also did get that extra point for the fastest lap, so he has minimised the amount of time he has lost to Blank here, alongside the 2 points for pole that he's going to get. I think he's currently not lost any points to Blank, not dropped any, despite finishing behind him in the sprint. Tomatoes, great performance from Tomatoes on his first race back after missing the last 2 rounds. He manages to get a sprint podium for Bobcat Racing Yoa. I think this is his first race this season. He has to reserve for the absent Vlado 204, and he gets 4th place. Manbergo in 5th, Giruni in 6th, just missing out on some extra points there for HRT, as he's the only driver for them today. Ghost in 7th makes it good double points for Matsar, and also solid double points for VEO, as Rafita and Dogamer, the double trouble of VEO, gets 8th and 9th. Maiko in 10th, emergency reserve for Ricard, gets them an extra point. Juan and Alexei Jostov just missing out on points, but if they keep up the top 12 performance in the feature, they can at least get some points there, both with good efforts there, probably screwed out a bit by the pack fighting. Miyamura as well, 13th, really struggles in the sprints, but he can set it back in the feature with his high, I think it was a P3 qualifying performance. He can do something with that. Jurist and Connor struggling a bit with the sprint. Maybe in the feature they can challenge for a bit more. Yeah, as it stands, Blank does get the sprint win, and Santa Corsa will gain some points on Spanish Raiders, but we'll have to wait and see. Feature race is where the points matter. There's more points there, and we've got 27 laps, and Jeru is not very happy about Yoa's technical difficulties. Here we go, we start off. Miyamura, I think, hit a bit of grass there, got hit from behind by Ghost, and is now fighting here with Jeru and Blank, and a bit of lag there, not sure what happened. Juan is in the conversation as well. It's Manbergo who's taken the race lead from Guzman at the start. Jeru and Blank looking for something. Jeru goes wide, forces Blank even wider, deeper into the grass, and that costs both of them. Jeru again hits the grass on that penultimate turn as Guzman takes the lead of the race. It's Miyamura in 3rd, Juan with a good start so far in 4th. He wants to just keep the slipstream of Miyamura, keep himself in that top pack. He's got the mediums compared to everyone else on the soft. Jeru also has the mediums, goes for some sort of dive bomb move there. Of course, it doesn't work out, goes too much into grass and compromises his line, and now he has to deal with Blank and Ghost. He forced out Blank earlier. Blank does not do the same for him. He does just keep it clean, fighting for that position, despite being, you know, high ping. Rafita goes deep into grass. Not sure what happened there, but we've got Alexi and DoGamer fighting very roughly side by side for 9th position. Neither of them letting the other... Oh, Jeru got forced out there. Might have been by Blank. And now forces off DoGamer. Alexi takes the opportunity, goes down the inside while Jeru goes wide. Oh, but screws up the second hairpin. And now the three of them and Tomatoes are all fighting together. DoGamer once again forced deep into grass. And Alexi tries to leave some space on the inside for Jeru. Jeru makes a mistake, goes deep into grass, is nudging DoGamer there. Oh, Jeru and DoGamer with a big incident there. That leaves Jeru in. I think that was the outside gravel, which I think they've turned back into grass. But yeah, it's been very rough fight for P8 here. Let's take a look back at the lead. It is still Guzzi ahead of Manbergo. Miyamura in 3rd has indeed had a better start to the feature, and Juan as well in 4th, holding on, but he doesn't have the slipstream of Miyamura anymore. He's got Ghost putting pressure on him right behind. Blank is in 6th, Yoa in 7th, and Alexi Drozdov currently in 8th, looking to try and catch those two experienced drivers. Tomatoes in 9th and Jeru in 10th, looking to catch up to Alexi Drozdov after some mistakes from the Russian driver. DoGamer is behind them in 11th. Maiko in 12th and Rafita in 13th. I think both of them haven't had a great start. Maiko, however, on the hards can maybe make an overcut out of it. DoGamer ahead of them makes a mistake, goes deep into the hairpin. It's Manbergo who has now become the race leader ahead of Guzziman. They've been swapping, but it looks like they're safely ahead of everyone else, which is bad news for Blank, who definitely wants to catch up to him. Oh, him and Ghost and Juan go wide now, 3 wide into the grass. Ghost ends up the best out of all 3. Yoa also profits off of it. Blank. We got Alexi, Jeruni, and Tomatoes looking to catch up behind. Alexi trying to defend hard. Jeru gets ahead on those mediums as the softs are starting to wear. I think Yoa got forced into the pit wall, and now he's here with Jeru, Alexi, and Tomatoes. And it is just absolutely chaotic. Maiko is up in 11th, ahead of both VEOs who are on worn softs, while Maiko is on the hard tires. Manbergo and Guzzi are having a calm race in the top 2, and Miyamura is having a relatively calm 3rd place run right now. Ghost, Blank, Juan, Jeru's fighting with Alexi, fighting really rough, the two of them. Neither giving up. Alexi's into the pits alongside Miyamura, Ghost, and Blank. Manbergo as well as Guzziman already having exited the pits. They're right behind Juan, who's staying out for a few extra laps potentially as he's on the mediums, and they're going side by side here. Did hit the grass. Struggling maybe a bit. It's currently Blank with the fastest lap. Maiko has been promoted up to 7th as a result of being out on those hards, and he gets forced wide by Blank and Ghost there. It is absolutely chaotic. Urist also promoted up high, using the opportunity to overtake Maiko. Jeruni is into the pits now off the medium tires. Juan still hasn't pitted, looking to try and take advantage of that Guzziman slip. He's still in that pack with him and Manbergo. Tomatoes hasn't pitted either, that's why he's in 4th right now. Blank and Ghost fighting for 6, and as Urist and Maiko come to a head there on one of the turns, both of them yet to pit onto fresher tires. As Jeru now closes down on Maiko, goes slow for the hairpins, does let Jeru through. A very nice sportsmanship there from Maiko. Someone has entered the pits. That is Juan, who is onto the soft tires, looking to try and catch up on everyone else using harder compounds and gain some time that way. We've seen him utilize this technique in Cowpanger, and it can work particularly well if he can just gain that time. Urus there gets forced into grass, does try and remain careful to let the people behind through as they are on fresher tires than them. Does mean that Maiko is now once again ahead of them, ahead of Eurist, and Juan and Jero looking to try and get past Ghost. I think Juan wants to get past Jurini here. Jurini doesn't want to give up that position as he now looks to fight Ghost. Juan staying behind them, waiting to see what happens next. Guzman has run away from Manbergoat now in the second stint. Manbergoat is trying to catch up to him and maybe fight for that win. But yeah, it is quite a bit. Let's compare lap times. It is a 35.8 to a 36.5. So Manbergoat did indeed lose some time. Blank is already up to third, fighting with Miyamura for this final podium position. However, he is 5 seconds behind Guzman and Manbergoat. Manbergoat going really slowly, and I think we had someone DNF. I think it was Rafita who just DNF'd. Manbergoat going really slowly. Not sure what happened, if he had a mistake of some kind. Maybe he hit the grass on the inside while trying to push hard, because that is a 37.4 lap time from him compared to Guzman's 35.7. Blank and Miyamura third and fourth as it were. Jeru and Juan are fighting for fifth position. Jeru is not letting up despite Juan's soft tires. He does not want to slipstream Juan. He wants to keep the position. Does go into grass, however Juan goes wide and goes into grass too, unable to make the most of Jeru's mistake. Goes on the inside. That's a very ballsy move from Juan. Doesn't end up with much of nothing as Jeru has the inside for the second hairpin, and Juan here looks to have a better exit from that penultimate turn. Does however touch some grass, and it's still an unresolved battle. Juan using the slipstream and the power of the softs to try and get ahead. Jeru refusing to let up, and he still is trying to keep fifth. Both of them losing lots of time to Yoa now behind them. Ghost and Tomatoes fighting for 8th, and we've got Gamer and Alexi and Michael fighting for 10th position here. Looks like all of them struggling. Gamer made a huge mistake, but Alexi was right behind him, and now Gamer goes very wide on that hairpin, but Alexi goes very deep into grass on the second hairpin, and Michael gets past both of them, and Alexi and Gamer still struggling a bit here. Not sure what slowed down Alexi there, if he got bumped into the wall by a trailer, but Gamer tries to go on the outside of Michael. I think it's forced a bit into that turn to grass on the outside entry. Alexi meanwhile behind them, making some mistakes, losing important time to Gamer and Michael. However, all three are at least still within points here, as Eurist is looking to challenge Connor for 13th on very fresh soft tires. Guzman seems to have run away with it here, as Manbergoat's gap still remains at 3 to 4 seconds. Of course, that gap lowers when you enter the hairpin section as everyone goes slower. The distances between them decrease, but as soon as you're out, it goes back to the actual gap, and Manbergoat is indeed 4 seconds behind. Miyamura has elected to go into the pits for hard tires. This will be his final pit stop for sure. He also has Jeru into the pits onto hard tires, both of them finishing with hards 11. Juan exits out ahead of Miyamura. He's on worn softs, however he might want to let Miyamura through and get some of that slipstream. Despite soft being faster on the straight, I think will still gain him more time, but it's very tricky, especially here in the hairpin. You want to let him through. It does break a lot, Juan does, and that loses him. Miyamura's slip. We've got Gamer in the pits. I think that was Gamer I saw. No, it wasn't. We got Blank in the pits, that's for sure, and it was, I think, Guzman and Manbergo actually. They have both pitted onto medium tires, and so has Blank. Mediums 10 versus Hards 11. I feel like Hards 11 just about went out at the very end, but I guess you want those fresh medium lap times earlier on to build that gap to not have to worry about the end. And Blank and Miyamura are fighting hard for third. Miyamura gets forced deep into the grass on the inside, and Blank does actually give up the position, give it back to Miyamura. He recognizes, oh, I forced him off there. Very nice sportsmanship maneuver from Blank, as we got Tomatoes behind the both of them trying to gain some time, maybe just to not lose some time to those behind. He's still yet to pit for the final time. Jared in 6th, Juan currently in 7th, Yoa in 8th, and Maiko in 9th has tagged along to the end of these, to the slipstream of these two drivers before he pits for the final time. Will he go for mediums 8 laps, or will he stay out an extra lap and try to go for softs 7 is an interesting discussion. Gamer is going for the undercut on Maiko here, looking for 8 lap softs. Interestingly enough, that will be very, very tough on the final laps. Urist now overtakes him. Urist himself yet to pit. I think he'll be pitting this lap. Anyone else who still hasn't will be pitting this lap. Alexei Drozdov looks to have lost a significant amount of time to Gamer, is now 5 seconds behind. He was in slipstream not too long ago. Tomatoes is into the pits now. He's looking for a finish on the soft tires, of course, and similar thinking from Maiko. Where will Maiko exit? Behind Ghost. Will he come out ahead of Urist and Gamer? Yes, he will. Gamer may be slowed down by Urist there. Urist, with some unkind words in the chat, seems to have been screwed out by Gamer. Oh, and Maiko and Gamer come together as well, both of them deep into grass as a result of Maiko's mistake. And this, oh, and Gamer forces Maiko off on the sweeper. This is a very bad blood-ridden battle we're going to see here between these two on fresh softs, as Guzzi has now extended his lead to 6 seconds ahead. He's just driving it to the end of the race at this point to try and get that victory. He will get that victory. Manbergo holding on to second, but he has been closed down a bit by his teammate Blank, who's still got Miyamura on his tail. Jiruni in 5th, Juan in 6th, Tomatoes on fresh softs in 7th, looks to be Iowa in 8th, Ghost in 9th, and of course we got the Gamer Maiko fight, which we might focus on here because it is going to be wild here. Urist has pitted for fresh tires after that incident with Gamer. Of course, he had to pit anyways. I think that might have actually been part of it. Gamer might have forced him to stay out by going on his inside, and that might have been the issue there. Maiko gets forced out wide there, I think, by Gamer. The two of them still fighting tooth and nail for 10th position. Well, if you've got to do it, you've got to do it, but gotta remember to keep it clean because they've got the commentator's view right on them. Through the hairpins, Michael looking for a move on the final turn here, looking for a move down the inside. Gamer lets him through, doesn't force him in. Michael does, however, force him slightly into the wall there, and then does force him into grass on turn 2. Doesn't leave him enough space. Makes a mistake himself, looks like, on the next turn. Gamer makes a mistake behind him. Not sure if that was caused by himself or by Maiko. I think that was just a mistake from Gamer. Gamer now looking on the inside, but Maiko wasn't expecting a move there. He was just closed down the inside completely. Now Gamer has some reason to complain. Gamer now looking for a move here. Maiko gives him enough space. Gamer forces his way through. Not sure what's happening. Maiko is a bit twitchy there, so not sure where his car was on either POV. But Maiko is once again ahead of Gamer, and they still keep on fighting. We've got Juan getting caught up to by Tomatoes, who's still getting slipped by Yoa, and Gamer gets forced deep into grass there. I think he tried another inside move, and Maiko did not leave that space. And this battle is still going on, as Guzzy Man is about to start the final lap of the race to take his third consecutive feature race win and remain in the lead of the Drivers' Championship. He's pulled out 7 seconds ahead of Manbergo. It's been a complete dominant run from Guzzi Man in these final laps, and I think there makes a mistake, does lose some time. Maiko, meanwhile, has pulled ahead of DoGamer after that incident. I think DoGamer has been unable to catch back up. What about Tomatoes fighting Juan here for 6th position? Goes round the outside on those softs, becomes the inside now through the hairpins as Guzzi Man wins the race. Manbergo in 2nd, Blank finishes off the podium, and it's Miyamura in 4th, Jeru in 5th. But we gotta see, Tomatoes is now behind both Yo and Juan. Can he make a slip move here at the end? I think he hit the back of Juan, and it will be Yoa in 6th, Juan in 7th, Tomatoes unlucky to be in 8th. Goes in 9th, and it ends up Maiko in 10th as DoGamer loses steam at the end and finishes 11th. Alexei Drozdov finishes in the points for Ricard in 12th position. Urest across the line in 13th. It's been a struggle of a track for him, and he's definitely got some choice words to say about DoGamer. Connor finishes in 14th, and Rafita, the only driver to DNF, will be classified 15th. We had some interesting battles at the end there, but Guzzi, at the end of it all, is your winner here in the Polish C-Prix feature race, and just continues to slowly inch ahead of Blank in that Drivers' Championship. Blank, however, did get the fastest lap here in the feature race, which will save some points, close down the gap a little bit more. But yeah, let's have some interviews here with the drivers. Do we have Guzzi Man, the feature winner, finished just 1500ths behind Blank in the sprint. How was the C-Prix for you?
Bro, that was awesome. I was not I was surprised about getting that pole position, which was actually my first pole position of my career as well. I'm kind of happy about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I fucked. I absolutely did the mistake in the sprint, as you probably saw. Drove into the grass on the final corner and lost pretty much all my time. Gained it back in Blank, and then in the final corner, I felt like I got a bit forced onto the grass to have less extra speed. And Blank took me on the line, sadly. But the future, I'm happy about that. Absolutely, yeah. I felt like I was cruising in that second sprint.
Yeah, with that victory, you've now extended your lead at the top of the table. How do you feel about your chances of coming away with the Drivers' Championship and the second one in a row for Spanish Raiders?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. For as of now, I feel like I have this title like not secured, of course, because Blank is not far behind. But like I feel like I've been holding my standards up, like in the podium every race. So let's hope I can keep that up.
Yeah, thank you. And now,
thank you.
Going to the second placed in the feature, Manbergo, your pole streak finally come to an end, but you still put on a really good show in the feature. How was your races today?
Yeah, like first of all, great race by Guzzi. Like I tried to stay with him, but I'm not sure if it was on purpose. But like with Juan, like he was in between, and I feel like he slowed down in the corner, so I lost the slip to Guzzi, and I was trying to get it back with some really fast laps, but made too many mistakes, and then Guzzi got away. He was too consistent, but yeah, still P2 got away with it. Overall, good race, I think. Yeah, shame that my pole streak is now broken, but maybe next race again.
Yeah, keep at it. Really good qualifying performances and solid race performances. That was Member Goat. Who else do we have here? In the VC, we've got Yoa P6 in the feature. I don't remember what you got in the sprint, but it's been an alright race for you, subbing in for Vlad. Do you have anything to say? Yoa? Oh, he's typing. You there, Yoa? Right, maybe let's ask someone else. Tomatoes, sprint podium, and a P8 finish unlucky in the feature. Do you have anything to say? Oh, your mic doesn't. You can say it in the chat, and I'll just read it out for the audience. After than those two, we've got Eurus, but he's deafened, so yeah, P3 and sprint was a surprise. Yeah, for sure, that was a really good performance. Just ran away from the rest of the pack, was just behind Blank and Guzzi. Some points and Slip. I think one time at least you lost it because of teleporting issues. Alright, I assume that's all. We got Eurus now. Eurus, can you tell us about your race? No, okay. He muted himself. We can just finish this here, I think. Oh, he said no comments in the chat. I think that's fair enough. Guzzy Man, your winner in the feature race. Blank just holds on to win the sprint earlier. Well, still a fight between Santa Corsa and Spanish Raiders, but Santa Corsa definitely leading the constructors. Guzzy Man for SRA leading the drivers. We'll see you next round at Mugello for the Italian C Prix and final race before the mid-season break. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching and bye.